So let's take a look at the Math 120 project and how do you complete this project? So you need to have a TI-84 or 83 calculator. And what you're going to do is follow the steps that are here. And so it tells you to write a program for your calculator that will do the quadratic formula. So in this video, we're going to walk through the steps of where to find these buttons on the calculator. So it says to write the program. We're going to select the program key. So whenever you see the brackets with the capital letters, there's a button on the calculator that matches that. So we'll click the program key. And then it says select new. So we have to right arrow over to the new menu. And then we're going to press the enter button. And we're going to type quad. So in order to type anything, notice how there's a capital A here. It means it's in caps locks. Or you'd have to hit the button alpha before you hit any of the letters. The letters are on the keyboard here. You'll see A, B, C, D, E, F, and so on. So to type quad, because it's in caps lock, or alpha lock, I should say, you can just type out the name. If it wasn't in alpha lock, then you would have to hit the alpha button before each letter. So I type quad, and then I'm going to hit enter, and this opens a new program. And now this is the program itself. And in the program, I want to create the quadratic formula. So in order to do that, I need to have some programming language in there. So again, it says now select program. And I'm going to look for the I/O menu. So I/O, input output, is what I/O stands for. And then I'm going to go down to number 2, prompt. Press enter, or you would just hit 2. And then type alpha A, comma. So alpha, and then the letter A, and then the comma. So notice how this is in brackets. That means that the comma is a button here. And if you look above 7, you'll see comma. And then alpha B, comma, alpha C. And then it says press enter. So this here, this comma that you see written here, that is just a comma for the paper. It's not a comma that goes in here. And so there should be a comma between each letter, and there is. Now you're going to write the following equations using the alpha/numeric keys. So we're going to follow this exactly as we see. So parenthesis, and then negative. I want to point out that this first thing in front of the B, just like in the quadratic formula, is the negative sign, which is to the left of enter. Do not hit the minus sign. It will not work if you hit the minus sign. Alpha B, and then I'm going to hit plus, and then I find the square root button. And this one has a parenthesis that it puts in there. Then I'm going to hit alpha B squared, so caret symbol squared, minus 4AC. And now I have to, because that square root opened a parenthesis, I have to close it. Then I have to close the parenthesis for the whole numerator of the quadratic formula. So I have 2 parentheses here, 2 parentheses on our paper, divided by, and then parenthesis 2 alpha A. Now, it'll say store, S-T-O. There's a store button. It's to the left of 1. You hit that, and then the X. Press enter to get to a new line. And then I'm going to type the same thing. Remember, the quadratic formula is plus or minus. So I type the exact same thing, except this is going to be a minus sign. So instead of a plus sign, we'll have minus. So this is still the negative sign to the left of enter. And then it will be B minus. And then the square root. Oops. So if you make an error, you can hit the back key. I accidentally hit the wrong button there. Squared minus 4AC. And notice how it kind of matches. Make sure yours kind of lines up, matches exactly the one above. And because if you make an error in the entering, it's going to not work for the quadratic formula when you try to do it. And then the store button, and then alpha, and then find y here. Okay, so I've got my two, this is my two roots for the quadratic formula, and now I'm going to type out the last line here. So I'm going to hit the program button, go to the input output menu, and then it says use the display. So go down to display, or you can hit the number 3. If you go down with the arrow key, you hit enter on the word display. Then it says type roots equals, and it says with quotes. So in order to type this out, I'm going to hit the alpha lock. To turn that on, hit second and then alpha. And then use the quotes, it says. So now if I don't hit alpha lock, I'll have to hit the alpha key before each letter. Then it says a space here. There's a space between the S and the E. So to get that space, it's the 0 key. That's the space. And then equal. And then end the quotes. Now I want to shut off alpha lock. So let's hit alpha, and I'll go back to a regular and now I'll hit comma, and then alpha X, alpha Y, and then press enter. Oh, I see that I have an error there. I must have not hit the alpha key. So I'm going to hit alpha over that 1. So now I have it correct. Make sure that what yours looks like, it should look like this. Now to get out of this screen, hit second and quit. Now I'm in a regular screen and I can test it. So you can test it using you can find the zeros here. This is x squared minus 4. If I was to factor this, I would get x minus 4, x plus 2. And then I would solve this to get x is equal to 2. So, and x is equal to positive 2 and negative 2, I mean. So let's try that here. If I hit the program button and I go over to execute, just hit enter on execute, and then it's going to prompt me for the A, B, and C. So in this here, x squared minus 4, the A is the coefficient on the squared term. The B would be the coefficient on the middle term. And then the C would be negative 4. Don't use minus 4, use negative 4. Then hit enter, and that gives your 2 roots. So you can test it using that. Now in this, you want to, when you're doing this project, you want to take a picture. You can just take a picture with your phone of the program that you entered in, and that's what goes here. And you want to take a picture of the calculator screen showing that it works for you. So that's what you need. And then if you don't want to take pictures, you can do a short little video and submit that. And then after you do that, you want to continue by working through the activities that follow all the way. There's 3 pages of activities. So, and answering those questions. If you run into any problems or questions, please feel free to contact me.